morning, and welcome to cps360's 50th show. I'm Summer White.
And I'm Destiny Stimmons. To start off the show, Erica Bach has a story on how students at Hickman High School are raising awareness for the less fortunate.
The students of Christian Chapel have been involved with helping people in need in the community and all over the world. Now they are taking on a new way to spread awareness by wearing one shirt for 30 days.
A young lady in Minnesota, her family had adopted two young boys from India, and when they came over, they were carrying all that they had in a little paper sack, and all they had in that sack was a shirt, and that was their only possession.
Christian Chapel is raising money for an organization called Speed the Light, which they work with on many different projects.
Able to buy like cars and computers and just like whatever else they need to like spread the word of the gospel.
We have raised $2,000 so far for our goal, approximately.
Over 30 people have taken the challenge, but many of them didn't anticipate how hard it was going to be.
First I was like, hey, it won't be that hard to wear one shirt, just wash it every night. And then having to deal with the criticism of like, why are you only wearing one shirt?
But the most important part of the challenge was remembering why they chose to do it.
And it struck a chord with me as being something very important, and people need to understand that there's more than just the immediate life that we have around us, but there's people around the world in need. And it's a great way to tell people ask questions, they see your shirt and they say, what's that all about? And so I have the chance to talk with them.
The most rewarding thing that students take away is that they're making a difference one shirt and one day at a time.
That was an inspiring story. Maybe that will make more people want to raise awareness for the less fortunate. Next, we have a story about how students at Rockbridge High School are getting stressed out this school year. We also get to see how students are handling it. Ranjane Hill has the story.
As a society, undergo stress in our everyday lives. And it's evident that students here at Rockbridge are feeling the exact same way, stressed. With 3 months into the school year and 1 month left before winter vacation, I sat down with a multitude of students to ask them what has stressed them out the most this semester.
Just senior year in general, you are 1 year away from your whole life starting pretty much. It's terrifying for me personally because I applied to college already. I got accepted, so that's like one less thing to stress about. But like
the workload that's compared to the previous years in middle school versus high school, it's been a lot more.
So not getting enough sleep. Having to balance my schoolwork and clubs and activities and just
the homework.
Well, I was balancing myself because I do a whole bunch of stuff with bell schedules, library, copy center, you name it.
Probably maintaining my grades.
Although the stresses these students endured were different on all levels, the way they handled them, ironically, were the same.
Not to procrastinate.
Same. Just do your work. Don't procrastinate as much.
Music really helps me because I'm a musician myself, so I like to play.
It's okay. It's okay if you're not doing everything under the sun, your athletics,
Well, if you are looking to let out some stress, Hickman High School is putting on their fall musical Fiddle of the Roof. Mariah Poe went behind the scenes before the curtains opened. Here's the story.
The theater department is getting ready to perform the classic musical Fiddler on the Roof.
Wait for
The show is about a Jewish community in which there is a family which has a father, Tevye, who is the main character, and it focuses a lot on his 3 daughters, and they all end up falling in love, but in a way that goes against the community's traditions, and they have to resolve those problems and face those problems and find different ways, all 3 of them, to make it through that. And it gets tough, but they all make it through and break traditions.
Anatevka is our home. And how do we keep our balance? That I can tell you in one word. Tradition!
I asked the actors what their favorite thing was when they are in a musical.
It's a lot of fun. You get to be with the best people in the school, in my opinion, and get to go on stage and just have a great time. It's it's a combination of the people and just the end product, really putting something out there that people can feel for, and it's an incredible experience being able to go out there and make people have real emotions through a just simulated performance.
No, I love it. I love musicals. It's amazing. I think everyone should do it. I really do. Because
guys, nose.
If you love singing, which I think everyone does, and you love acting, come on. You should do it. It's really great, and you meet a lot of great people.
With all of the hard work that the actors have put into it, the musical is sure to be a success.
That looks like a fun show. Definitely a must-see. There's a cool event going on at the Career Center this fall. 8th graders from around the district get a tour of the Columbia Area Career Center to see what classes they may want to take the next school year. Tatum Pugh has the story.
Over the past few weeks, the Columbia Area Career Center's hallways have been full of excitement and curiosity. The area's 8th grade class has been touring the building to get a feel for what exactly is in store for them in the years to come.
It's an opportunity for the 8th graders who are coming to the different schools, whether they're from Hallsville, sending to us, or Columbia Public School students, so that they can have an opportunity to see what's available to them now while they're working on developing their 4-year plan of study.
The tours are led by high school students that are currently enrolled in classes at the Career Center.
Research shows that the students who are in the Generation Z classification, they were born between 95 and 2009, they will listen more to their peers, older peers, than they will to adults. And so who better to take them through and tell them about the different programs than somebody who has already been in their shoes. So that's why we utilize current students.
These tours are extremely helpful to the students that are trying to decide what classes to take over the next 4 years of their life.
It's better to try it out while you're in high school and to find out that you do or don't like something than it is to go to college and pay the tuition rates and change your major 3 or 4 times within the 6 or 8 years you're in college and have terrible debt amassed with no.
That looks like a lot of fun for 8th graders. Next, Ethan Reasoner has a story on how Hickman High School students react to the Planned Parenthood peaceful protest that happened right across the street.
On Providence Road in Columbia, a facility known as Planned Parenthood for Mid-Missouri and Kansas sits on the western side of the street. Why do people stand in front of this building, holding signs like "Pray to End Abortion"? What makes the people of Columbia willing to stand outside in frigid conditions with a stream of cacophonous traffic behind them for hours at a time? People who don't support abortion can look to Bonnie Lee as a source of inspiration.
We know abortion hurts women. I have friends, good friends, who are 30 years out of abortions, and they're still dealing with the trauma from it and the pain, and until they have confronted it and faced it, which many of them have, they find freedom and release, and then they very much are in the pro-life movement.
Hundreds of students who attend Hickman High School drive or ride past Planned Parenthood every day. So I wanted to know what students thought of the facility and get their take on abortion.
As a guy, I don't know as much about it, but I just think it's a woman's choice what she wants to do with her body. I don't think they should be there because people work there, and it's not like, I don't know if it's really their decision on what other people do with their lives.
Personally, I don't believe in abortion, but I think you should get the argument from both sides. I think if they put religion into it, they should also do a side where they don't put religion into it, because some people don't feel that way.
The people who protest in front of Planned Parenthood do so peacefully. However, the protesters have been threatened in recent weeks.
I know they want us off the sidewalk, and it's a shame that they do that, and they were infringing on our freedom of speech. I looked up the sidewalk, and the lady was walking toward me, and so I started to walk toward her because I offered the material. She immediately, very aggressively came and was like right in my face, not touching me, but would have her hand up, pretty much yelling, "Get your book off my body," over and over and over. And the minute I stepped on the grass, then she goes, "You can't be there. That's against the law. You can't be there." And I said, "Well, yes, I can. It's public property. I'm not across the line."
Abortions have not been performed at this clinic for over 2 years. Pro-life activists stand in front of this building because Planned Parenthood refers women to the Reproductive Health Services of PPSLR in St. Louis, which is where the abortion itself is performed. Their ultimate goal? To establish Missouri as the first state to make abortions illegal. For CPS360, this is Ethan Reasoner, signing off.
It was nice to hear how students really felt about the protest. Now we go to Battle High School with Desane Simmons, who has a story on college advisory.
At Battle High School, we have a new room and guidance where to go where you need to research about college. I asked Ms. Cremy what does she do here at Battle.
Kids at Battle by prepping them for college scholarship applications, college applications, and sending transcripts to the colleges, and helping them with any questions they may have about college and scholarships.
There are boards to show you how many seniors got accepted already, and I asked the senior why he liked the class.
During Spartan time, so I can kind of think about what I want to do and kind of plan out my day and the rest of my life, I guess. And so yeah.
Okay. How has Ms. Cremy helped you?
She's helped me figure out a lot of things, like college transcripts and other things like senior pictures, like when I need to have those in, just everything really.
Have a great day.
With the scholarship board, and Ms. Cramy sends my transcripts, so that also helps, and she's a person I can go to help vent with preparations for college.
In the rooms, and seniors are excited. Don't forget to get prepared for college early. I had a lot of fun with that story, and I'm glad to show that college advisory is very popular now in Battle High School. Now we take it to Rockbridge High School, where this year they hosted Ag Day, a day all about getting a little bit closer to the agriculture environment. Summer White has the story.
This October, Rockbridge High School hosted Ag Day. During this day, students had the opportunity to interact with many kinds of farm animals.
I'm Rory James, Vice President of Columbia FFA. Out here today we're having our Ag Day, and we have multiple booths to show students all about agriculture, teach them about it, and just overall have fun while you're out here.
There was many different activities students had the opportunity to take part in, but one stood out the most.
Oh, definitely the milking cows. Seeing people milk them, and just overall the reactions from that have been great. It's different with every person. Some are like, oh, this is cool, and others are like, oh my God, this is gross. But definitely the milking cows have been the best.
Not only did you get to spend time with animals, students got to learn about different colleges dealing with agriculture.
Today we have Kaffner here from the zoo. They're here with an info booth, and along with Lynn Tech, State Technical College, and Lincoln University are here as well. They'd be happy to talk to anyone.
Ag Day was a success, and it was a fun way to see how agriculture really matters. That day was a lot of fun. I'm glad I got to spend some time outside with animals. It is a good way to get out of class and take a break from all the studying. At the end of the semester nears, students are studying more to get ready for finals.
The school year is in full swing, and as we get closer to the holidays, the workload for some students gets bigger. From the end of football season to break, students' heads are focused on the holiday season rather than their schoolwork. So how do these students get their studies done, and what are their study habits? I got the chance to interview some students to discuss their study habits and what they're most excited about the holiday season.
I do tend to leave things till the last minute, but I usually get everything I need done.
Some students are really focused, while others are having a hard time finding the balance between schoolwork and their social lives. The Rockbridge Library is a great place to get some work done, but also get a little distracted.
Beginning of the year.
Definitely just like a lot of like note taking and like looking back at like the things that we had in class and like looking back at tests and quizzes versus the beginning of the year you're learning the material and you don't really have things to look back on. You have things like textbooks, but I don't know, it's a little bit different, just kind of like the reverse studying almost.
I interviewed Ronell Gaudet about his study habits and what he's looking forward to the upcoming holiday season.
My homework done, and at the same time like help around the house because it's getting close to like the holidays. So like we're doing like a
winter cleaning and like, I don't know, just getting ready and also like just getting to the holiday spirit and at the same time just making sure I just like, you know, stay focused on my schoolwork.
What is going on? Others have no idea. Lanny, a freshman, doesn't really have any study habits.
Study skills before like the holiday break.
What do you mean, like?
How do you like keep up with your schoolwork?
I just have math lab and
This has been Selma Zweifel with cps360.
Columbia Area Career Center has a different type of class. If you have a passion for cooking, this would definitely be a class that you would want to take. Drew has a story on culinary arts.
It may be Halloween, but if you're in the Career Center's culinary program, it might as well be Thanksgiving.
So what'd you guys make today? We made some mashed potatoes. We made some turkey that we actually put in brine for like 4 days. White meat, dark meat, and we also have some pumpkin pie, roll, and squash for the vegetarian. Good, on point.
The culinary class brings many more benefits besides the free tasty treats and cool hats. Just ask Hunter.
It just brings me, it opens doors actually. I got a job at Blue through culinary, and so it just opens doors in the culinary industry for me.
With a long history of successful CPS culinary students, Hunter is just one of many kids to enter into a culinary-related work field.
I know I want to go into a food production industry related job, and so it's just real world experience still in high school. And we do like these lunches that are just like what we would do if I was working in the real world. So.
The benefits are endless when partaking in the CACC culinary program, but these opportunities wouldn't exist without the amazing teacher the students have.
I think my favorite part about teaching is that it just changes every day. Every single day, even though it's something we've done the previous year, you have new students, there's just a great energy about it, and they're really excited to come in and do everything. And, you know, obviously there's some that are coming in wanting to eat a lot of free food, but there's a lot that will come in early, stay late, and help do a lot of the extra things that need to get done to make events like this happen. So we have the largest culinary program in the state. We're the only one that has 4 full-time instructors and a part-time instructor. We have 5 industrial kitchens spread out between 4 campuses. We have sophomores through seniors. You have culinary 1, and then you can choose from there if you want to take culinary 2 or bacon and pastry. It's just, you know, a phenomenal program. We have great chefs with the program, great support from all the schools and administrators. We've had a great success, you know, with students going on to great schools afterwards and also going on to competitions. We've had, the last 12 years, we've won the state championship for culinary arts, and then won 6 out of the last 7 years for bacon and pastry. And then 4 out of the last 5 years, we've won for culinary nationals. And then in the last 4 years, we've had a 4th place, 2 second place, and a 1st place at nationals with baking.
Whether you are a student of Chef Harlan or one of his lucky customers, this program has impacted many lives in mid-Missouri. With CPS 360, I'm Drew Fougere.
I have heard that they make some pretty good food. Now to the part of school that every student dreads, math homework. But it's not just regular paper homework. Now math classes have brought it online. Nick has a story on how students at Rockbridge react to Math XL.
X over 15.
Remember back in the day when homework and class assignments were solely on paper, and if anything else, PowerPoint? Columbia Public Schools began a new era last year, taking math homework to a whole new level with a new program called Math XL, an online interactive and educational system that is designed to allow students to practice problems and do homework assignments outside the classroom based on in-class lessons.
The idea of Math XL is very convenient, as you can practice problems and do homework at any computer at any time.
Used within thousands of schools and with 11 million student users annually, Math XL has become a dependable source for math teachers. As it began as a routine for math classes at Rockbridge High School last year, Math XL looked like a more convenient way for students to practice problems and prepare for upcoming quizzes and tests. But opinions about the program aren't as positive as they should seem.
I hate it because you can't show your work. There's no way to even to write it out or even just type it out. So you don't know that you can't get partial credit. Like your teacher can't give you partial credit.
It can get a little confusing at times when it gets technical, like answers, like as far as answers go. The answers can get technical. You can put in the right answer and it'll still say it's wrong and stuff like that. So it's kind of complicated at times.
I don't like Math Excel because the iPad version doesn't work very well. It's a lot of glitches and it's not very accurate.
Although it has endless amounts of negative criticism, Vera Reichlin, an algebra teacher at Rockbridge, believes it is a step in the right direction.
It'll tell you if you're right or wrong. For years before Math Excel, we did a lot of check your work in the back of the book, and knowing is what we would say to students, but there's some level of it that we kind of knew that students weren't checking their work because they were just writing down wrong answers and leaving them. So Math Excel has kind of addressed that issue. And also, I know at any given point, like what a student has done. So for instance, today in my math lab, I could watch students' progress on the assignment as they were working on it.
Perhaps it will have some updates that fix the issues students are complaining about, but like it or not, Math Excel is here to stay. Nick Viscara, CPS 360.
Looks like people don't really like to do online homework.
Agreed. Well, that wraps up CPS 360's 50th show. Up next, we have CPS 360 Sports with Colin Crane. I'm Summer White.
And I'm Daisy Simmons. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Hey there, I'm Colin Crane and this is CPS 360 Sports. There have been a lot of sports going on lately. We were fortunate to catch the Rockbridge homecoming football game. Summer White has the highlights.
The Rockbridge Bruins played CVC on their homecoming game this season. Hayden Johnson starts the Bruins off with a 30-yard run. Rockbridge's Alex Afadale scores Rockbridge's first touchdown of the game. Unfortunately, CVC wins 40-26. With CPS 360, this is Summer.
Although Rockbridge lost, they did put up a good fight. Lastly, we go to Ethan Reasoner with our monthly NASCAR Minute.
I'm Ethan Reasoner. This is your monthly minute of NASCAR. Kevin Harvick clinched a spot in the Eliminator round of the chase with a win at Charlotte Motor Speedway on October 11th. Earlier in the race, Brad Keselowski angered Matt Kenseth and Denny Hamlin in two separate incidents. Hamlin and Keselowski chased each other through the garage in their cars. As Keselowski walked away from the scene, Kenseth came out of nowhere and attempted to tackle Keselowski. Both drivers were fined for their actions. Championship contenders Jimmy Johnson, Dale Earnhardt Jr., and Brad Keselowski only had one option to keep their championship hopes alive: win at Talladega Superspeedway on October 19th. Earnhardt performed well but was taken out in a late crash. Johnson led the most laps but was shuffled from the front at the end, and Keselowski won, defying the odds and avoiding elimination. In the closing laps at Martinsville on October 26th, Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Jeff Gordon pitted, losing several positions to drivers who stayed out. Dale Earnhardt Jr. powered his way through the field and held off a dominant Jeff Gordon to claim his fourth win of the season at Martinsville. For CPS 360, this is Ethan Reasoner signing off.
I'm Colin Crane, and thanks for watching CPS 360 Sports.